Hi everyone. I want to talk about um, inspirational figures and heroes worshiping. A lot of times we, especially entrepreneurs, we try to mimic or imitate or follow the path of people who are much more successful than us, and we get our inspiration from magazines, social media, etc. We do not have the direct source, and on top of that, worse yet, we get an edit version of their success. So, for example, a lot of us talk about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, etc. Whichever hero that you tend to worship in your domain, and we don't understand that it was a long, bumpy path for them. And when someone asks them how they did it, a lot of times they will attribute the success to one or two things, and they will think that was what made them successful. And a lot of times it's just a combination of grit, grind, talent, hard work, being at the right place, etc. Right? And there's no exact right formula, because if you were to copy exactly what they did, you may not achieve exactly the same result. So I have a better suggestion, and the suggestion I have is to follow someone or try to watch and observe someone that is only 2 to 3 levels or 4 levels above you. So, for example, I'm not a millionaire. I'm nowhere close. I'm struggling like really hard right now. And for me, it is much more beneficial to figure out how the guy in my town or the guy in my city is consistently making $1 million a year. You know what I mean? Observe what they're doing. So a lot of times we would walk by the laundromat owner or the restaurant owner who's pulling in 1 million. We're talking about successful business owner, not people who are in debt and stuff. Well, maybe talk to them too and see what they did wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of times we only attribute success to positive, when if they made a lot of mistake, they can teach you the mistake not to make. So going back to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, so we read all these articles about them and everything, and we feel like we want to imitate them, but it's an edit version of their life. It is better to follow someone that's more obtainable. You know what I mean? Like, for example, let's just say you want to make 100,000 a year, right? And you're just like making minimum wage right now. So what you want to do maybe is find guys who are making $100,000 a year. You know, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook, get to know them. You know, study their business. You know, go to observe how they run their business. You know what I mean? And just watch carefully. You know, if you watch a lot of them, you end up seeing a consistent pattern, a data point. You can extract those data points. So the problem a lot of time is that major publications do not want to write about your mom and pop business because it's not very exciting. You know what I mean? So going back to my point, so let's just say you want to run a restaurant. You don't read a book. I mean, it's nothing wrong with reading about this celebrity chef, but there's only one celebrity chef. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to obtain that celebrity status. Instead, why don't you learn to micro niche, dominate your micro niche? You know what I mean? Like how to be successful in that category, in that town, or in that neighborhood. So for me, that's something that started coming to me. It's a revelation that came to me. You know what I mean? I read all these self-help books and stuff, and I realized that they were so out of reach. They were not attainable. Like, I have so many things to overcome. You know what I mean? Like, I lack resources, I lack time. I'm getting pulled in so many directions. I don't get the support from my family, and I had a lot of mishap. And so I feel like, you know, it is much better to observe people who are much closer to me. You know what I mean? Not like 1,000 levels above me, but maybe 10 step above me. You know what I mean? So I want to finish up with one quote that I just discovered this week. You know, do not judge our success at our beginning compared to someone's middle. You know what I mean? So let's just say we're just starting out, and then we look at what they're trying to. We'll compare ourselves to someone who's in the middle, and we're like, oh man, we're nowhere as close to them, or why can't we be like them? And so, going back to my point, I feel like nothing wrong with reading all these inspirational uh, people you want to model or follow in your industry, but it is better yet to model someone who is maybe a third of the way above you, you know what I mean, or halfway farther than you. That is much more obtainable, and you will be able to figure it out better than trying to model yourself like Richard Branson or Mark Cuban or whatever. It's just way what they're doing is completely so out of reach from what we're trying to obtain. You know what I mean? Like for me, my goal is to try to get my eBay business up and running so that I'm averaging $200 a day. Originally, it was by the end of this year, sorry, by end of next year, but I feel it's going to be really a lot of work because I took a part-time job. And my other goal is to basically not shut down, but minimize my class at this martial arts school in a small town and open up a martial arts school in a bigger town, and possibly become a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, because I realized that that is the hot commodity right now in the martial arts sphere. Anyways, guys, I hope you find this video interesting, and I will catch up with you later.